Imagine a world where you get to eat everything you love while feeling better than you have on any other diet. Because not only do you get to eat what you want, but you get to eat more of what you want. So now you actually have energy for your workouts. Which, even better, in this world, you can cut exercise time in half while getting better results. And the good news is, this isn't some fantasy world where no one actually lives. Because these days, I eat everything I love, like nachos, hoagies, spaghetti, and even ice cream. Plus, I went from daily high-stress workouts to only hitting the gym 3 days a week. And even on those days, I hardly break a sweat. And yep, I am getting some pretty great results. But that doesn't mean that I haven't faced any challenges along the way. Because one of my biggest challenges when it comes to weight loss is figuring out how to stay full enough to make it through the day without raiding my kids' candy drawer. But not too full, since that means I'm not in a calorie deficit. Because no calorie deficit means zero progress. After years of dancing this heart-wrenching fat loss tango, I finally got some things figured out. And those things led me to two very obvious conclusions. Although not so obvious that I didn't first struggle for more than 30 years. But those few things that I finally figured out are, if I want to win at weight loss, then I gotta eat real food with a plan that is also high in protein. But not just any real food or protein will do, because eating too much of this can lead to ravenous hunger. And having too many of these can trick you by making you think that you're eating healthy, but all eating healthy really means is you're eating well enough that you probably won't keel over in the middle of your kids' football game. Today we're talking about the real foods that I eat on repeat that help me easily stick to my calorie budget while getting consistent fat loss results. I gotta warn you though, I eat a lot of the same foods on repeat, but that's mostly because I figured out which real food combos keep me full in a calorie deficit, and it's just easiest to stick with what works. And this video is 100% real food, except for the amazing protein donut hole recipe at the end. So make sure you watch till the end for donut treats that help you reach your goal. When it comes to these real food combos, there's two things that I strive for in order to keep hunger low during the day. Number one, I want my first meal to have at least 30 grams of protein. Number two, I try to use egg whites in some capacity because they are so filling. But don't count out whole eggs either, especially since the yolks contain most of the nutrients. And this breakfast skillet takes care of all of these requirements. To make this high protein meal, I reheat breakfast potatoes that I meal prepped earlier that week. But if you just checked your fridge only to find no meal prep potatoes, let's go ahead and make those now. Also, potatoes are one of those foods that I eat on repeat since they are deemed one of the most filling foods. So even though every other diet guru out there warns you of the dangers of potatoes, they are a lifesaver on my high protein diet. To start, chop 1 pound of small red potatoes into cubes and add them into a mixing bowl. Then add some diced green peppers and onions, which can also be a meal prep to save time. Once everything's chopped, it's a good time to preheat your air fryer to 425 degrees, or your oven if you don't have an air fryer. Spray the mixture with some light cooking spray and sprinkle on garlic powder, salt, and paprika. Pepper is probably also good too, but I'm sensitive to it, so I'll just skip it. Give it a stir and then repeat. Then spread the potatoes out in your air fryer basket. Make sure not to overcrowd the basket since we want those potatoes crispy. Leave those in your air fryer until they're crisp, which should take somewhere around 15 minutes. And don't forget to stir about halfway through. While those are cooking, let's make some high protein scrambled eggs. Even though whole eggs have plenty of nutrients, they're not super high in protein, which means we'll mix in some egg whites to bring the protein up. And of course some seasonings, because unseasoned eggs are kind of gross. But I cook the eggs first and season last. I sprinkle on some garlic powder and seasoned salt. To add even more protein, I'm also cooking 2 of these chicken maple sausage links. Now, once those are done, just slice them and set aside. To build your skillet, start with 6 ounces of breakfast potatoes, top with the sliced sausage and eggs, and then add on any condiments that you like. I mix in some low-calorie salsa and half an ounce of sour cream. And that puts this filling breakfast at 445 calories with 34 grams of protein. I ate this one somewhere around 9 a.m. and it kept me full until my late lunch at 2. But I also snuck in a low-calorie coffee shake in between, which also helps stave off hunger. For lunch, I'm making one of my old low-carb go-tos, and that's this delicious layer taco salad. And it's not that I'm trying to stay low carb, especially after having potatoes for breakfast. It's just that this salad tastes amazing and keeps me full. To make this, I layer an ounce of sour cream onto a plate, but not just sour cream, because I mix in a little bit of taco seasoning into the sour cream. Then I top with 6 ounces of heated up taco meat. I usually already have some leftovers in the fridge since Taco Tuesday is a regular occurrence in our house. To keep calories low and protein high, I'm using 6 ounces of 93% lean ground beef. Next, I add some shredded lettuce, diced onions, and tomatoes, top with cheese, and enjoy. And this definitely keeps me full until dinner with only 526 calories and 55 grams of protein. When it's time for dinner, let's reuse some of the foods that I already had today, but we'll mix them up into new recipes for a little more variety. When I first started a high protein diet, I rarely had ground beef twice in the same day because it is higher in fat and calories than something like turkey or chicken. But then I got smart and switched over to the 93% lean ground beef, which makes it so much easier to stick to my calorie budget while also hitting my protein goal. So that's what I'm using in this Philly cheese beef recipe. But before I show you how to make this one, let's start with the other food that I'm reusing, and that's potatoes. Because I love them, but also they are really filling low-calorie food as long as you don't dress them up with too many extras. Since the potatoes take longer, let's start there. I'm turning these russet potatoes into homemade fries by slicing them into strips. Once the potatoes are sliced, I preheat the air fryer to 425 and I add the potatoes into a large mixing bowl. Give them a little spray with cooking oil spray and sprinkle with your favorite seasonings. I'm going with all my usuals, garlic powder, paprika, and salt, but I'll also add some crushed red pepper flakes just to give them a little kick. Spread those out in your air fryer basket and cook until crisp, which should take somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure you flip them halfway through. While those are cooking, brown your lean ground beef. Season with garlic powder, onion powder, and salt while it's browning. While the beef browns, stir in diced onions and green peppers. You can also add mushrooms if you don't mind how slimy and mushroomy they are. Once it's browned, drain any grease and then season with Montreal steak seasoning. Stir and then pour in some A1 sauce. Let that simmer for a few minutes to allow all of those flavors to blend together. At this point, you can also top with cheese. Let it cook over low heat until the cheese melts. Then spread your Philly cheese beef over the fries for a delicious Philly Irish nachos combo. And you get this entire plate for only 622 calories with 58 grams of protein. And between the lean beef and potatoes, this is going to keep you full all night. But that doesn't mean that you have to skip dessert if you still have room in your calorie budget. And I do, so I am definitely having at least one. But at only 38 calories per donut hole, let's make it 3. To make this type of deliciousness that adds close to 4 grams of protein per donut hole, start by adding the flour, baking powder, protein powder, and salt into a mixing bowl. Use a whisk to combine the dry ingredients well. Once it's combined, add in the Greek yogurt. You can use a spatula to mix the yogurt into the dry ingredients to form a dough. If it's a little bit drier than you'd like, you can always stir in a little bit of extra Greek yogurt. Once it's mixed together, place the dough in the freezer and freeze for about 10 minutes, which should help make the dough less sticky. In the event that not even the freezer saves your fingers from the sticky dough, you can also pour some flour onto a plate and roll the dough balls through the flour before forming them into balls. Since we want our donut holes to have the right macros, place the entire ball on top of a food scale and then zero it out. Remove 20 grams worth of dough per ball and roll it in your hand to form each ball. Once all of the dough is rolled, place the dough balls in the container and store in the fridge until you're ready to eat them. Once it's time for a treat, place a few donut holes into your air fryer at 400 degrees for 5 to 8 minutes. I like these when they're a little crispy on the outside but still gooey on the inside. And all of this delicious real food stacks up to 1,757 calories with 168 grams of protein. And since you're eating mostly real foods that you prepare at home, so you know you're not hiding any extra oils or added sugars, this is the kind of day that will help you get closer to your goals. Does it take a little extra time prepping and cooking at home? Yep, but it is your choice. Spend a little extra time at the front end planning and preparing, or spend way too much time trying to figure out why your diet isn't working. If you're sick of asking yourself that question,
I step up to the mic, gonna make it swing. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let the music sing.